My name is Paul.
And I'm Keith.
So what are you guys doing today? What are you up to?
So we're going to do an inspection of the playground.
Okay.
We're going to just walk through and check all the pieces and make sure we police the ground as far as any trash.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to come over to the zip line, and he's going to record me going down one end from the next. And then hopefully you'll join me.
Well, I will at least come over there and root for you, but my grandson Connor loves this park and the zip line, one of the reasons, but we really appreciate that you guys take such good care. I mean, it really shows that there's a real watchfulness in the parks, and as a grandparent, I really like that, so thank you.
Thank you. It's broken. Things like this I have to remove. I see the other end of it. You see it right there? Yeah, that's the other end. So for right now, these two right here and this one, I'm gonna remove from the playground. So what I'm gonna do now, Eric, I'm gonna get on this zip line. So normally as I come up to it, I would just make sure all my labels right here is in place. I got labels over there on the other end. I'll make sure everything is in place.
So these are directions on how to use this?
Well, it's pretty much the age restricted, and yeah, this one tell you the proper use of it, and then these other ones is warning labels. And you see this label right here? That lets me know if I need to add any engineering wood fiber to it. I don't know if you can tell or not, Eric, but if you look closely, you see a line right there. So, like if I come over here, I'm doing an inspection, a low frequency inspection, I would make sure all the bolts are tightened. And it's a tool that I use, it's called a T45. I can just put it inside this bolt and turn it and make sure it's good and tight. And then over here, I would check this rubber piece to make sure it's not worn or anything. Because last summer, this seat, I had to replace this seat, and I had to take these 3 bolts out, pull it off, and then put it back, and just put a whole new seat on it.
How often do you have to inspect this particular?
So, I can, like right now, I'm doing a high frequency inspection. I wouldn't go in this depth and check all this. I just kind of walk by and just kind of give an eyeball it. If it's something that stands out, being that I've been doing this for a while now, I can certain things that occur that let me know. If this kind of sticking out a little bit, lets me know that it's loose. Or if I know that this area is prone to be loose, I'll check it even during a high frequency. But if it was a low frequency inspection, I would check every bolt over here. I would all these nuts that's on here, I would check this whole thing from top to bottom to make sure this platform that's right here behind us, I would check that to make sure that it's nothing damaged on it. And then what I would do on a low frequency like I'm gonna do now, I would get on it and I would test it. That's the fun of doing a playground inspection.
Goes forward and backwards.
Yes, it does.
So you know if it could take your weight, the kids have nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. So let's walk over here to this composite structure right here. As you see on the top. So normally, I would come over to this composite structure, and I would do the same process as I did on that zip line. Just walk around it, check it, make sure everything is nice and tight on it, and then I'm gonna climb on it, right? Right here. Make sure everything is intact, and I make sure this area is not frayed or anything, no wires exposed. Get all the way to the top, Come back down. And Eric, if you come back on this side, come back over here on this side. So on a high frequency or either a low frequency, if you notice that age label, it's 5 to 12, but it's worn.
I was going to ask you that.
So what the next thing I would do, I would get a label. I got one in my truck for Miracle. This is a Miracle equipment, and I would replace it. Because that is a major issue. Hey, Eric.
So is there an age restriction on the zip? What's this, zip line?
Yeah, zip line is 5 to 12.
And would they still have to be accompanied by an adult?
Yes. It's always adult supervision is recommended. Yep. If you notice this surface right here, this is what you call a unitary. You got right here below me is where you're standing at, and right below me is, that's pour in place. It's a rubber surface. Now behind you, Eric, watch yourself. That's engineering wood fiber. Some people would think that that's mulch. The same mulch that you would use in a flower bed. That's totally different. This mulch, you can squeeze it and it won't cut your hand at all. The mulch that you have around a flower bed, it'll cut your hand.
Why is it like separated from this material? Couldn't it be all in one material or the other?
Yeah, you could. This way, with the pour in place, the way it's designed now, it can, if it this whole area would have been pour in place, it would have been a bit more costly, as opposed to doing it just totally one item, just pour in place. But being that you got a combination, it gives aesthetically, it makes it look good as well. This got a concrete border around it. Typically, you go to a playground, if you notice how we're around the perimeter, it's mainly a 6x6 wood border on it. Well, let's walk through here, Eric. And as I'm walking, I'm always constantly checking to make sure there's anything out of place. So you would imagine that on this piece of equipment alone, you got close to about between 100 and 200 bolts that I have to check when I do a low frequency. But now, for example, I'm doing this high frequency, I'm just looking. I can see if there's anything that's out of place. And so what I'm gonna do now, if you stay right there, Eric. One of the major things that I always check, anything that's, the higher up you go, the higher the risk. So like for example, this bolt right here, I will definitely make sure this thing is tight, because if anybody falls from this height, they can easily hurt themselves. So that is nice and tight. And so what I do, if you notice, this thing is shake, but it's designed to do that. That was one of the questions that I asked the manufacturer. Hey, this thing shakes quite a bit. Is there any type of safety risk? He said nope. So it's designed to do that. If you come over here, Eric, let me show you something. See, we got a clock over here. It's 5 minutes to 3. It's almost time for you to go home. Don't look at your watch.
Yep, that's right. Yep, that's
all right.
Does that clock work?
No.
Or it's for kids to play? Kids
It's
play.
something for kids to play. This is like a roller slide. So Eric, let's walk over here. You know, one of the things I want to show you something. I want you to come over here. Now, you may not think this is important, but it's very important when you do a playground inspection. If you scan right there, you see these trees?
Yeah.
Every time I come to a playground and they got trees around it, or some playgrounds even got them close to inside the play area, like Fort Ward. I must always check the trees, make sure you don't have any broken limbs that's hanging, or any type of make sure the tree is not leaning or any damage to the tree. Because what'll happen is, if you got a lot of wind and that tree right there, that limb is broken, well, if it's a good wind blowing and then it's going to blow down, you got the kids over there standing in line to get on this zip line, what could happen is that limb fall down and hit a kid upside the head. We don't want that to happen. Just one unique thing about Beverly Playground, this is the only playground that has like a track or a walking path all the way around it, the perimeter. And you got this nice open space. You got a nice picnic tables. You got a stage right there if you want to sing. So you kind of have a little bit of everything at this playground.
That's very nice.
Now we're going to get on the swing. All right. So on a high frequency inspection as well as a low frequency, if you notice underneath the swing, this is what you call kick out. So right here at the bottom is a rubber mat. The same material that pour in place, we were just over there, is the same material that this mat is made out of. And the reason why I put the mat underneath this engineering wood fiber is when they kick it out, it won't be a rut that's so bad it's like maybe 12 inches. Sometimes it can get up as high as 12 inches deep as far as a rut. Now with the swing, you might want to step back now. So this is the fun part of doing the inspection. Now, so you got to catch me. I'm gonna jump out right on 3. 1, 2. You make sure you get it. All right. 3. So what I did, I removed 5 broken toys from the playground. And on my app, I don't know if you can see right here, I got a app that I use for the playground inspection. I make a notation of it, and then what I'll do is I'll take a picture of it, and on this picture it's a timestamp, the date, time, and location on there. So what I do now, I'm gonna go down. I'll police this area for trash. Yep, that's it.